Hello, 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 Munchkins! Welcome to another episode of All the Munchkins!
Yeah!
We got some topics to talk about today, Kenny. And my name is Michael Bowman Zamora.
I'm Chris Colville.
And we love you.
All
the
the
Munches. I did not blow that back up again, but whatever. We are here, we're queer, and...
Get ready for it, because it's
Get
Pride Month.
ready for it!
Yeah.
Pride Month!
Yeah.
We're going to start our show out the way we always do, but before I do that, you can go ahead and subscribe to all of our channels. We have our Facebooks, our YouTubes, our Twitch, and Twitter linked to this. Go ahead and subscribe to them. Also, all of you out in podcast land, if you are listening and want to see us live, we are live each and every Tuesday. I almost said, oh my God, I almost said Wednesday. We are live each and every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on our channels. You can it's probably easier to find Chris because Christopher Songs is easy.
That's my Instagram.
Michael P. Zamora is my Insta, and we regularly forget to post about the show on there.
Sorry.
So just love us and don't hate us for who we are.
Thank you.
With that said, we're going to jump into our topics.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you, babe, how's it going? All the checking in, mental health wellness.
Mental health and physical wellness. Well, it is a gloomy day in New York City today. It's bizarre. It's rainy. It's gray. It's in the 60s, which is fine. You know, sweater weather. I'm into it.
Sweater weather.
I'm wearing an oversized sweater.
Is that you're from
sweater weather?
Maryland, right? Maryland.
Is that Maryland? I don't even know. A friend of mine says it like that, and I like to imitate it because it's funny. Sweater weather, you know, sweater weather.
Sweater weather.
Sweater weather. So I'm a little energetically low today. From that weather for sure.
Hey, Chris.
But hey, what's going on, Stu? How you doing, man?
I want to say his name like what's
Stewart.
Yes, Start.
Yeah, like on that TV, like Stewart's mom.
You are now watching my TV.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot that one.
Yeah.
Well done. Yeah. Also today, though, despite feeling kind of low, I went and got my pictures done at Upfit Training, which is the workout I've been doing for the past 3 months.
Which is not the diet keto.
No, we are officially done the keto.
Come on, bye keto, bye
We're not
bitch. See you later.
keto anymore. But we're still working on like crazy. We've reached a new goal, and today I took some after photos. So stay tuned to a little before and after from me on my Instagram today. Yes. At some point, I'll be posting that.
We have our regular visitor.
We do. Well, we've got Buster today.
Yeah.
Aw, that was a little sweetie. But yeah, so physically, that's what's going on. Feeling actually pretty good about my body. But mentally and emotionally, we are tired. We're tired, y'all. You know, it hasn't been an easy 24 hours, and we're just a little tired, a little low. But that's okay. Hey, Chris. Thanks for tuning in, man. Chris saying hi to me. That's my neighbor from back in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
Yeah, the Shire, if you will.
Shire.
If you're a fan of Lord of the Rings like I am, then the Shire is where I'm from.
Word.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my God, but I love though that we have special guests.
Dad.
But that's basically where I'm at, just a little like, lethargic. How about you, babe? How you doing?
Did you talk about your mental?
Well, mental, I just said that I'm a little emotionally, mentally drained. And I think for the first time.
You kind of tied that into your physical stuff.
Yeah, and I think for the first time in a long time, I'm sincerely, despite having mentioned it much, thinking I'm going to get a therapist. Because mental health is important, and I am a fan of it and want more of that for myself.
Yeah.
And I think with the help of a professional, we can get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm desperately trying to pay all the attention to you, and right now I have all of the sniffs going on my face.
All the sniffs.
So this is my miniature schnauzer Buster.
Yeah.
He is the most needy boy in the world.
Yes,
and my girl is over on the other side of the room pouting because I'm not petting her. Anyway, anywho, Bradley!
Oh, hi, Bradley!
Hi, baby. So, mental health, physical wellness. I am feeling pretty good, honestly.
Awesome.
Like, I had another round with Vlad, and we should be hearing back tomorrow, so y'all keep everything going. Next week, we will have full updates, whether it is yay or nay, but I'm feeling very positive about it. I feel like everybody has been saying nothing but good things, and I heard back from the recruiter who was saying good things, so I just think we're in a good spot. So for those of you who did not tune in last week, if I get this position, I will be the head of HR and People for GLAAD, which is Gays and Lesbians Action Against Defamation, honey. So a queer nonprofit, which is exactly where my heart belongs.
Oh yeah.
All the queer spaces.
All the queer spaces.
And then we'll be able to talk about it, and I'll be able to go to cool things like the GLAAD Media Awards and things.
Ooh,
So yeah, I'm good there. I just have to say this out loud, and I hope I know Bradley's watching, but I hope our other friends and family for EOY are watching. But I am just like overwhelmed with happiness about rehearsal yesterday and how things are going. I just think everybody's in a really good spot. We unfortunately, again, like I put my heart out there, I put my life out there because why not? We only live one life. Why not talk about it?
Yeah.
But we had somebody leave us. And we're not calling out names, but we had somebody leave us, and that was a stressful moment. But we have a really great team, and of course, everybody stepped up and offered. But in the end, Jules, you are wonderful and amazing and beautiful. You found our newest fam member.
Come on, Caleb.
And Caleb is just like
Killing it.
killing it. So
He's had like a rehearsal and a half.
yeah, and yesterday I was just very impressed with everybody, and you know, it was just nice to see almost everybody together.
Yeah.
And I'm really ready for the July rehearsals because we'll be in a studio that's about the size of the stage, and we get to feel our full fantasy there and do it all. So feeling good. There's still some things to like wrap up. I have sets to build, and that's a little stressful. Going away this weekend. I wish I was with you guys, but overall, just feeling very blessed and very there. As far as like physical, I said kind of what you said, and fuck this diet, girl. I'm just like, there's a huge mental part of being physically healthy.
Yes.
And the diets do not make me mentally right. They don't make me mentally well. They do quite the opposite. So I said I came home the other night after eating like a full half of a pizza. Full half of a pizza, that's a real thing, right?
Entire half.
An entire half of a pizza.
Yeah.
And I walked in the door and my husband went, "You look skinny today." And I was like, "Thanks, I just ate a half a pizza."
You were happy and it was showing.
Yeah, it just felt good, and like I got to go to a drag event and like send video back of the stage and the audience where the audience is gonna be to hopefully like jive everybody else up, and like it's just like it's crazy. Quinn is back. I know you're going to have all your ducks in a row. We know your attention to detail, so you did great things at EOY. Thank you. I'm really like, every I will be dotted. And if it's not because of anything we did. It's because something else would have happened. And
it will certainly not be because something we did.
No, and luckily, one, the team. Two, I have backups if things go wrong. But also, I have a great team that is creative, and once in like 2 weeks, I'm going to add Tajma into the group chat. So it'll be more like creative energy about I'm so excited. Yeah. The only thing I'm upset about, Chip is not going to be able to go.
Oh.
So
shoot. It's work.
Yeah, work is going to keep the doctor away, but
he'll be saving lives instead.
We'll say that. Yeah, no, I'm feeling pretty good about it. I want to know from you guys, though. I'm going to take a quick step and then we'll switch topics. But I want to know from y'all where you are with your...
Yeah, how's your mental health and physical wellness?
Mental health and
Tell us. How are you doing?
We really, we talk a lot about ours, but it's important to us that we get to know you guys a little bit more.
Absolutely.
And what you're about. So I am going to switch topics here. We have some very interesting topics we came up with.
We did. Well, it's Pride Month, you know.
It is Pride Month.
And so we chose to do a topic involving pride in some regard, or, you know, LGBTQ.
Yeah.
Because that's what we are, two Aqueerians.
Two Aqueerians. Here on all the matches. So this is, I wrote it, All the Pride Hateful Bitches. And, you know, we talked about sectioning out and, like, calling out, you are mental. Same girl. I love it. But that's what us creative types are like.
I mean,
we talked about like calling out specific companies, but I do think generally, how do you feel about this like push for pride in June and then kind of like the, because it's not like they stopped wedding, you know, things or like, you know, every kiss begins with K or all of those things. It's not, K Jeweler's just not one of them. That's just
I'm very much into the representation and companies getting behind the movement. I think that's a wonderful thing, but I think it needs to be coming from the right place. And when it becomes so commercial that it feels like everyone's just trying to get a piece of that Pride pie, then it feels kind of gross.
Yeah.
Because it feels like it's not actually, when it's just all about the money, and it's just like, oh, guys, we're going to drive sales in June. It's Pride Month. Let's make sure we have some products related to Pride or some merchandise that's got the rainbow on it so we can sell it. That's kind of gross to me. But I really do love it when there are companies who are allies, so to speak, and they are donating a certain amount of the proceeds or sales of that merchandise back to an organization.
Yeah.
I know we talked about Levi's being one of those.
Levi is a great organization and an organization I would be happy to buy from.
Yeah, they've got really cute rainbow tube socks. I recommend them.
You have them?
I have them. They're on my Instagram. You can see them. They're adorable.
They also started doing denim jackets with like the they them on the back,
Ooh,
and like
cute.
and you can customize your jackets. They pull out extra like patches and like thread colors for Pride Month.
I love that.
Hey Brittany.
Hey Brittany, how are you? Honey? Thanks for tuning in.
About the mental, that's because creative people's brains don't stop. It's true. It's why I have insomnia. But yeah, Levi is a good company. Actually, Target has been good this year and is donating part of the proceeds back to the Trevor Project. Has been doing a lot of pronoun merch, which I think is really important. And pronouns are not only making their way into like corporations as like an individualized thing, but it's something that people are not always comfortable sharing. And I actually shared today with Glad, you know, my work pronouns are different than like my personal pronouns.
Sure.
So I am always he, him at work because that's what makes me comfortable. But I could be they, them, she, girl, her, hers. Call me as long as you're calling me. Like,
right.
It's just what it is. So, but yeah, we're good, Brand.
Oh, good, honey. Doing well.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like one thing I will say about the oversaturation of rainbow is it's really fucking cool though to walk down a street of New York City and
nothing but rainbow.
Like
everywhere.
Queerness everywhere.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
And then there's obviously that like little thing in the back of your head that's like, I almost hate that I'm enjoying this, even though it's really cool to see it because it's so corporatized now.
Right.
Like monetizing off of a full group of people in like the way that we are. And not just like, it's not like again, this goes back to like the age-old question, did you choose to be gay? No, we did not. We definitely had this born.
We chose to accept who we are.
We chose to finally be ourselves.
Right. That's what the choice is.
Yeah.
The choice is to accept oneself.
Hence why pride is one of the 7 deadly sins. People lose the meaning in this context.
Ooh,
that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think pride in the context that we feel pride. You know what? I said this today while I was at Upfit, after my workouts, and I was like, you know what I'm deciding right now? I'm deciding that Pride Month for me is taking pride in who I am and in respecting and loving myself. You know, and there's a time and a place for everything. If you're someone who, you know, wants to go out to Fire Island and have a great time for Pride weekend, because it's been a year and a half, we've been so isolated, do you, boo. That's amazing. But I realized today that I need to take better care of myself emotionally and mentally. So for me, Pride Month it might even be literally deleting the apps. It might be that. It might be, you know, going to a LGBTQ queer space that's like a yoga class or a meditation circle. You know, but just like really treating myself and loving myself and taking pride in this life that I live and the gratitude I have for being a queer person.
I hear that.
Truly.
I like that a lot.
Thanks.
Speaking of like oversaturation of pride, there's been like a lot of controversy about pride parades and the representation in parades.
Sure.
And like we can obviously get into this next week or something like that. But actually next week is our final Pride episode because it's the last week of Pride.
Yeah.
Or Pride Month. So I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on like the like a sexualization of some pride floats, or like the representation of like different cultures, like the bondage culture, or that in parades.
Well, I think that, of course, being that our community is based on our sexual orientation, I certainly think, the sexual liberation movement was very, very important. And it's still important to this day of being able to express ourselves sexually and have that not be something that is shamed. And there's still a lot of that shaming and internalized homophobia that happens within our community.
Totally.
For sure. And we're all on different paths with it. I'd say that generally speaking, I'm still pretty on the conservative side when it comes to like sexual liberation and that freedom of expression sexually. Like I still haven't been a go-go dancer. I still haven't showed up to a party in just a jockstrap. And I say still because who knows? You never know. It might happen. But what were you saying as far as the sexual representation on the floats and such?
Yeah, like in a pride parade, there's a lot of like people, really quick, Pride Month should just be like a New Year's resolution. This is going along with what you said about like bettering yourself. Pick something and stick with it for a month.
Oh, I love that.
Pick something that's going to push you forward. But yeah, no, I'm talking about like, let's use this as an example. There's some media news around this mother who was like, you people, and she's a queer person herself, but like, you people who want Pride to be this like over-sexualized thing where like women are walking around in thongs and men are dancing on each other on floats, and like, some people get naked at Pride and walk down the street, and she wants to bring her kid to the parade. Like, how do you feel about that?
I think it depends on where your paradigm is with sexuality and how progressive your ideas are. If you want to teach your child that the body is the body and should be celebrated in all forms, clothed or not clothed, then you're not going to have a problem with it.
Yeah.
But if you're more conservative, that's clearly going to be a problem.
I guess more like what I'm asking is, how do you feel about those things being at Pride?
Oh, I see.
And like, is this mother right in saying like you should stop this?
I think that the Pride Parade is for us.
Yeah.
It's a celebration of us.
Let's say she's a queer person.
Oh, right, but she's a queer person. That's so tricky because Pride should be inclusive of the full spectrum of queerness and everyone it involves and entails, right?
Sure.
And if that's the case, then that would include people having a bondage float, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't have any definitive decisions about my opinion about it. I just like to be the person to like toss different ideas out there and see.
Sure.
But certainly, it's a tricky thing because are you comfortable with your child seeing people in bondage?
Yeah.
If we're trying to be progressive and all inclusive, I feel like to express to your child that, oh yeah, that's just them wearing these fun outfits and funny outfits, and they like to wear those straps and that leather because that's how they like to represent themselves, and that's a sub-community of our culture, and that's just what they rock.
Yeah.
And instead of shunning it away or hiding it, right?
Sure.
I mean, we've learned enough throughout the decades that hiding things and repressing things it isn't the way to go.
Yeah.
You don't have kids practice safe sex and do healthy things sexually with themselves and with others by telling them abstinence is the only option. Don't do it.
True.
Right? So based on that idea, I think we just need to get cute and smart with how we express what these subcultures are and what these communities within our community represent.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I definitely agree with what you said, and just like adding on that. If you know going to a parade that these things are going to be there and you want to shelter your child from them, then shelter your child from them. Don't bring them to the parade.
Right.
These parades, first of all, those parades are usually in like 90-degree weather. It's fucking hot. They're handing out, we all know they're handing out condoms and candy, and there's probably drugs and booze involved. Like, that is a manifestation of what people's pride is to them. And so if that's not what you want your child to be at, don't bring your child to that. Take your child, here's my other opinion on that. All pride should have inclusive sections for everybody. There should be things for kids to go to.
I like that.
And New York City Pride has that. I can say that. When I lived in Michigan, when we had Michigan Pride, we had a kids section. take your kid to those sections. That's still going to Pride.
Yeah.
But grab a babysitter, girl. You know, not all the babysitters are going to be taken up. It's not like every babysitter is a queer person.
Right.
I mean, they all might be out with their gay friends, like celebrating Pride and being their most sickening self.
But plus Pride Week, especially Pride Week, is full of events that you can find to celebrate Pride. It doesn't have to necessarily be the parade.
Yeah.
You'll be walking by us.
I mean, there's Pride events for people who are who have struggled with addictions.
There's a drag show.
Yeah, there's drag shows. There's kids reading hours. Like we have drag story times now. I just did one a week ago, and it was for Pride.
Amazing. How did that go?
It went really well.
That's such a cute
book. Julian is a mermaid. So we talked about the mermaid parade and like Pride parades in general. So I just feel like there's ways to not be in that. So, celebrate who we are individually as we all celebrate who we are individually as we are collectively. It's a month of education, expression. Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a difference also between taking like a 5-year-old to a Pride parade and taking a 17-year-old to a Pride parade.
Yeah.
At 17, you should know what a penis and a vagina is at least. You don't have to know what it feels like or like anything like that.
And you don't talk to your 5-year-old about sex anyway, so you're not going to talk about sex at the Pride parade too. You will be more concerned about what they will see than they will be.
I mean,
they're just going to see costumes. It's going to look like a bunch of costumes to them.
I get that there is like a hyper drive of sexuality at a Pride parade, but that's because oppression has been in our community so long and pushed on our community so long that we feel like let's do this.
It's an act of It's an act of courage. It's activism at its finest. It's defiance against the oppression that our community has suffered.
Yeah.
And you only turn the tide with those radical acts of defiance.
Hell yeah! And Pride started by 2 trans women that fucked it up, honey. They threw a brick
out a window.
Yeah, and fought the police.
Come on, Stonewall.
Come on. So yeah, I think I've definitely gone on long. Do you feel like you've said your piece with that?
Yeah, I think we got enough of Pride.
Our next topic, we're going to kind of like tie in the Pride aspect of it. Chris looked up more of the details. I introed the topic to you, but you looked up more of the details. So I'm going to have you like start off. We're going to talk about all the sports balls.
All the sports balls. What do we got? We got the basketballs.
The basketballs.
The baseballs. The balls for your feet. The footballs. The soccers.
Soccers.
Or football if you're being European about it.
So there's football and football americano.
See.
The tennises and all of that.
All the tennises and hockey, but that's not a ball.
Hockey. I dropped the kids off at hockey.
That's a sports puck, if you will.
Truth.
And Michael and I talked about this. We both know a decent amount about sports, which is stereotypically not gay. You know, I have not played a sport except for, I don't know.
Usually like cheerleaders, not fisting the air.
Rah, hip, hip, I don't know any cheers. Actually, no, I do know cheer.
Yeah.
Was it?
You do?
I do. My friend Megan taught it to me when I was 12 years old. The goose. The goose. Clearly, I remember it. I mean,
there's like the easy, like, let's go, L-E-T-S-G-O, let's go.
That's what I was like, you ugly. Yeah, you ugly.
I don't think that really happened that
U-G-L-Y. You ain't got no alibi, you ugly. Yeah, you ugly.
Yours is defined by sexuality. Embrace it. Yes, babe.
Yes, honey.
And then golf. Golf.
Yeah, you do. Sports ball.
Yeah, you do play.
Ball.
I was going to say you do play balls with golf.
Ooh,
you do play golf with balls.
Racquetball.
Yep.
I used to play racquetball.
And for all you nerds out there, Quidditch.
Yes. Yeah, chess is not. I was going to say chess. No.
But we were going to tie in the Pride to sports balls because
talking about
an NFL player just came out as gay.
Yes, apparently, allegedly, the first NFL player to come out of the closet.
First fully functioning NFL player because Michael, what's his last name? Sams had been drafted hadn't been drafted yet, but he ended up playing professional ball.
All right. So this man's name, if y'all haven't heard, is Carl Nassib.
Yeah.
And he's a defensive lineman for the Las Vegas Raiders, I think.
Whoever knew that was a team.
I did. I knew the Raiders. I'm better at knowing the emblems, because they're cute and artistic. It's like the black, the white, and he's holding the things. And he's the Raiders with the helmet. He's Raids.
Yeah.
He just came out of the closet.
And then, controversy, dun 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
They're coming after his gay ass because he is a Republican and Trump supporter. So he apparently supported the Trump campaign, supported the 45th dumbass of the United States, and he is under some scrutiny for it. And I am here for the scrutiny.
Yeah.
Like, don't be gay or a BIPOC person. I'm speaking as a gay BIPOC person, and support Trump.
Yeah, I'd be curious to hear what his thoughts are.
I would be curious. Well, first of all, IMO, in my opinion, the guy looks like he may have wrestled a few times in high school, and not only wrestled people, but the floor.
What did you say? He looks like he might have a cauliflower ear.
So, cauliflower ear, yeah. He looks like the type of guy that has cauliflower ear.
Although I did look at his ears, and they were nice. They were intact.
He has nice ears.
Yeah, they're intact.
Well, cauliflower ear doesn't mean it's like
no, but then it's like
disassembled.
it's rolled, right? It's weird looking.
It's like puffy and looks gross.
No, his looks like a normal ear.
Bocce ball also. For all you Italians.
Come on, bocce ball.
Bocce ball.
So sports balls. What were your teams? Did you ever play any sports balls? What was your experience with sports balls as a child? We didn't talk about that earlier.
I played through high school. I played basketball and actually played some football.
Yeah. What was your position?
Running back.
Wide receiver.
No, I was a running back.
Oh, a running back.
Yeah. I was a fast little bitch.
Come on, honey.
And then I didn't play.
Right.
But I did go to a lot of football games in college. I did go to a lot of tailgates.
Okay.
And I saw probably
tailgating.
Yeah, tailgating, especially at a Big Ten university, honey, where you drank. I was drinking. And
He was drinking.
So yeah, I did a lot of that. I actually used to I took the chip twice to Michigan State games at a bar in New York.
Cute.
That plays the Big Ten games.
Yeah, what's Big Ten mean?
Big Ten is like the Big Ten Conference. So it's like Michigan State, University of Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, Notre Dame.
Oh.
Iowa.
Those are all the biggest, like the 10 biggest college.
Well, they're just one part of the conference.
Oh, okay.
So they can still play like other teams, but it's definitely marked. I had season tickets to Michigan State games.
Wow. I had not been to a single college game.
Oh my God, college?
But my school wasn't. They weren't.
We played volleyball. Never played volleyball.
I like volleyball.
I was never that great at it.
I'm really good at getting it up. But not so much at serving. I wasn't wonderful at serving. I can do it, but I can do the underhand.
I'm
better.
actually good at serving.
The overhand one, that scares me.
This one?
Yeah. Bop. Yeah.
And this is
or bop.
And the fold, the hands here and fold is how you should do that, so you don't break anything. Because this will break these knuckles.
So do you roll the hands completely?
Lay them this way.
Lay them this way. Lessen in. Okay. And
bring them in. You're basically like pinching this finger.
Okay, so it's like that, y'all.
Yeah.
This is how you hit it.
And you're really hitting with like your forearm, actually.
Or you're like here and your meaty part of the thumb.
What's it called? Your anatomical snuff box.
Right it's the meat of the thumb. It's called anatomical snuff box.
No, this like area.
Oh. Anatomical snuff box.
Yeah, because you can put snuff right
there. Is that what? Oh, that's cute. Okay.
So also track field, like the way I look at you. Come on, shorts.
Come on, track field. Yeah.
And also it was the setter and jump serve. Okay.
What's jump serve?
Jump
serving. Volleyball.
Yeah.
Jump and serve it. Wow.
Yeah.
Way to do it. What sports teams were you into, if ever?
Mostly college, honestly.
Mostly college.
We went to a couple like baseball games here, but I've never been a big baseball fan. It's mostly when I go to baseball games, it's definitely to drink beer and like have fun with friends.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm tailgating for a Red Sox game at Fenway. It was pretty sick nasty. I'm from New Hampshire, so New England, so an hour north of Boston, which means that like in my blood is like the Patriots, the Celtics, the Red Sox. What's the hockey one? Who am I? What's the team? The Bruins.
I could not tell you.
Very, very sports centric.
My sister and my brother-in-law are such hockey fans. It's crazy.
It's really big in New Hampshire too, especially something about being from the north, like close to Canada. I said
the North.
The North.
What were you part of Game of Thrones?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yankee. Yankees versus Mets. What's the deal there?
What's going on?
Who do you?
I don't.
You don't.
I don't.
I've only been to a Mets game.
I have never been to a Yankees game.
I'm like watching gymnastics.
Oh, I love watching gymnastics. It's not a sports ball, but that's a sport I can get into.
My old roommates in Michigan used to make us watch the Olympics. Like, crazy.
It's coming up soon in Japan, yeah?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm into it.
That's how much I'm into it. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I prefer Winter Olympics over Summer Olympics. I mean, figure skating. Come on.
Hello.
Michelle Kwan.
Yeah.
Yes,
who
please.
is your favorite figure skater of all time? Her?
Or she was really too. Or that one that was an underdog, Sarah. She had the short hair.
What's the Russian girl's name that I love?
Sharapova. Oh no, that's tennis.
Old school.
Right, she had the short brown hair. She was killer, super strong.
Yeah.
Oh, I can remember him. If anyone remembers the super famous Russian figure skater from like the late '90s, that was always at the top.
Always '90s. Though.
Yeah,
like everything comes back to the '90s.
Always.
Also the Nancy Kerrigan.
Tanya Harding, the Tanya Harding movie. Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Oh, so good.
So good.
And it's really wonderful to see that Tanya Harding.
Listen, I'll never deny a triple sow cow.
Never.
As nobody should.
Come on, triple lutz.
Also,
triple sow cow.
How do we feel about Simone Biles?
Simone Biles?
She's the gymnast.
Oh, the gymnast. Gymnast.
She is
Good
like
for her.
The most. So they were like, "You're the next Michael Phelps," and she goes, "No, I'm the next Simone Biles." Bitch,
That's what you do.
Don't even come for the women.
That's what you do.
She will always.
She's fucking killer. She is killer. She is so strong. She does things on that tumbling floor that we've never seen. Just
she does things
so
on
strong.
that tumbling floor.
She sure does. And she's got all those cute commercials with Jonathan Van Ness. All those cute commercials where they're like doing gymnastics together. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Who's also Johnny Weir is also a really good
Johnny
one.
Weir,
I'm looking at my Russian girl.
Oh, okay. But as far as like early in my life, did I play any sports? This is funny actually. I tried baseball or little, what's it called? Teacup. What's it called? Where you put the ball on the thing?
Oh, T-ball.
T-ball. Yeah, I did that for a minute, and then I joined Little League. I was a little leaguer. He's a little leaguer. Hocus Pocus reference for those of you.
Yes.
For your information, he's a little leaguer.
I love it.
So I remember only ever playing one game, and the first base line was against a fence, and I remember the ball running along the fence, and I grabbed it, and I said, "You're out." And they told me, "No, he's not." And I was like 6, and I didn't understand it. All I heard and received was, "Chris, you are wrong. We're all laughing at you. You've messed it up. It's not okay. And you're canceled." That's all my 6-year-old sensitive self heard. And so I began crying. I threw down my glove. I left. I remember in the car telling my dad, "I am never playing baseball again." And I was a stubborn child, and I never did.
I also have a funny T-ball story.
And I never did. I quit gymnastics the same way as well.
Wait, that ends with me crying and leaving the field.
Yeah.
But Quinn Matthews figured it out for us.
Oh, Quinn, who is it?
It's Oksana Bayula.
Oksana Bayula.
And she's Ukrainian.
That's who she is. Sorry, Oksana.
Yeah.
Ukrainian, not Russian.
She was everything to me, and I love her.
Yeah.
So mine is very similar. Honestly, like this is why we're best friends.
I know.
So I was out on the t-ball field, and I played like right field or something stupid like that.
The scariest.
I was playing like right field at the time.
Oh, which is
and-
usually the left field. So most people hit right. Right.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember. And the guy, like, the coach yelled at me because I like wasn't paying attention or something, and his way of yelling at me was like telling me no, it was like, stop picking your nose out there, like saying like stop wasting time.
Yeah.
All of the kids were like, he was picking his nose.
Oh,
And so I was like, fuck.
no. Mortified.
Yeah.
You were mortified. Well, that's the thing.
Never.
Never.
Probably why I don't play baseball or
You
never
know?
played baseball.
Listen, I used to play backyard, like, we used to play street hockey with rollerblades.
Yeah.
And we would play, like, different basketball games, like horse and whatever some of those ones were.
Whatever they were.
You know, I don't remember what they're called. What's that basketball where you just go back to the line and then you come forward again?
I think Chris and I both wish we would have done this.
I played t-ball and hit the coach in the nuts. Oh, I wish I had the courage.
Seriously.
I mean, come on, too. I mean, we're talking about like 1990 right now.
Literally.
You know,
Yeah.
1990, a gay child, sensitive, coming into their emotional intelligence, having to deal with the gruffness of the 1990 male model
Yeah.
of what it meant to be a man playing sports. Not an easy feat.
And I'm pretty sure T-ball was like forced on me. It wasn't something I wanted to do.
Yeah, I think my dad.
It was also
wanted
like Cub Scouts were forced on me.
Same. I lasted for no time in that
I was
either.
like, get me out of this hellhole of like.
I had no interest in making those stupid little model cars.
I can't even form a sentence. As a kid, I didn't even like getting dirty or touching dirt, let alone
Right.
playing baseball or playing with fucking cars in the dirt.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Which
just
was 1980s for me.
19 for me. Yeah. Seriously.
You might be resting his eyes.
So I'll give myself another drink. Where are they? I don't remember.
They're in the Frigidaire.
Frigidaire? Okay.
So while Chris is doing that, I'm going to start our next topic.
Do it.
And our next topic is all the music we hate. And I wrote hate in full caps. So while Chris is out of the room, I hate the Pentatonics.
You son of a biscuit-eating bulldog. Or as my friend Joey from Sims would say, you dog damn fucking fun of a sitch.
You grab one.
Shit.
And my hate for the Pentatonics was probably the only real fight Chris and I had, and it lasted a total of 20 seconds.
That's true. That really is the only fight we've ever had.
Yeah.
So the Pentatonics got me through a very rough time in my life, a really bad separation from a relationship of 4 years, and I was still commuting 1 hour twice a day to work, and listening to their albums and harmonizing with them saved me. Of course, Michael knew none of this when he was expressing his dislike for the Pentatonics.
We had also had a few cocktails, and by a few I mean probably bottles.
Oh yeah, because Taj was here as well.
Yeah.
And that was a rip roaring night. But we got through it. It ended in me crying and just saying, I don't know, something to the effect of,
I'm leaving!
I'm sensitive. And oh, it was really cute though. Michael knew how to handle it. He was like,
Sit your ass.
sit your ass down and let me love you.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God, if only everyone in my life knew how to talk to me like that, it would be so much easier.
That's why you want me to say basically anything to you. You're like, I know it's coming. You're going to say something truthful.
I expect it. I hope for it.
Anything with repetitive beats.
Okay, yeah.
So we were like,
Yeah, it's so for me, I'd say heavy metal. Wait, what's it say?
Music is universal language. This is basically the
yes, music is universal language. It always helps bring us back to a happy place. Absolutely. I needed to listen to some happy music today. And Laguna Blues EP that she's dropped, that drag queen, her EP Opera is giving me life. Sorry, but that's music I love. Music I hate. I really do not like heavy metal.
Like, okay, define. Okay, so screamo music is what you're really hating, because there are like I'll be honest. Back in the day, I could probably still like sing is not the term I would use for it, but like recite the lyrics to like some old school like Nirvana or Metallica or.
Oh yeah, but that's not even heavy metal.
I would count them as heavy metal. I wouldn't count them as screamo. Because like those are like that people.
And I get that it's a talent. I've had some friends who are in metal bands, and they told me about like how to do that in a healthy way. And as a vocalist, I can appreciate that art form.
There's some woman that can like do the really deep, like growly thing. Yeah.
I can't. I don't know how. But it also just feels. I don't resonate with going to such a dark place in music.
Yeah.
For me, I want music to bring me to a place where I can express, where it brings me to a place of expressing joy, or brings me to a place of expressing sadness. But I don't think I've ever been a fan of music that brings me to a place of expressing anger. But I don't do that well anyway.
Is there anything that you used to listen to that you're like embarrassed to say now?
Sure. Hanson. I knew every word to that first album.
Oh, I would still claim Hanson.
I mean, no, it's cute. Honestly, it was in the back of my disc, my disc
it's like the only
folder.
Song I know by them.
Oh, I know all of them. I used to play some of them on piano. Yeah, I was
That is
really
embarrassing,
into Hanson.
right?
I'm just kidding. No, it is. It's very embarrassing. Or I don't know. What else would be embarrassing?
In middle school, I listened to Korn.
Oh, Adidas. All day I dream about sex.
Yeah. All day I dream about sex.
See, I didn't even hate Korn.
Coldplay gives me all the feels. Okay.
Yes, Coldplay.
Hey Jackson.
Hey Jackson, how are you, hon?
Good to see you, Boom.
What else? What other music do I hate?
Or like voices that you're like, it just does not do it for me.
Despite how talented he is, I don't love Adam Lambert.
Really?
Yeah. He is super talented, but for some reason, I don't live for it. I don't know why. I don't hate it, but I don't live for it, you know?
I can cancel myself in the New York drag scene real quick.
Uh-huh.
There's one group and one artist that I absolutely cannot stand the sound of their voice. However, in the group, I like one of their voices.
Okay.
So I
already know what and who, but
I really hate. Well, I'll start with one that maybe I think you know this, but you weren't thinking I was going to say it. I really don't like Todrick Hall. I think, and I think I don't like his music because I know people he's abused in his process.
Right.
Process. So you can support him. I can't support him, and it's maybe like his song came on earlier, and I was like, I hate that this is such a good song because I don't like it. Because he really does. I will say he's a creative fucking person.
Yes.
He's a great,
Sure is.
great creative individual. I do not like Stephanie's Child.
I love Stephanie's Child.
I agree with Simon Cowell that they sound like they're choking when they sing together. I think Laguna Blue is one of the most talented singers I've ever heard in my entire life, though. And I've heard a lot of singers, and I have sang with a lot of singers, and I've traveled the world hearing singers. But Laguna Blue is one of the most talented individuals I have ever heard, especially for a drag queen that sings.
Yeah.
And that's all I like about them.
All right.
I don't like Laguna singing with them, though.
Oh, okay.
I don't. I think her solo, like I'm
not even like their Oh Holy Night in her personal.
No. Well, that's different because she was singing solo. She didn't have them even behind her. In part of it.
I see.
So I get it, singing with your friends, but I'm very picky and choosy about when I sing with my friends because I know people's voices they don't go together all the time.
Sure.
So like I can sing with you, we've sang together before, but I can't sing with all of our friends.
No.
At all.
No.
And I think that you have to remember that. And she might do better with other queens.
And that's that about that. What else?
Chris is like, don't get our show canceled by New York City.
Well, I've expressed, I'm obsessed with all of them. I'm obsessed with all of Stephanie's Child and everything to do individually. And
Alvin and the Chipmunks, I will listen to the daily.
Oh my God, yes, Alvin and the Chipmunks. What else do I really dislike? I guess I don't dislike a lot of music.
Can you read
Todrick
that?
Hall. Quinn says Todrick Hall reminds me of a modern day Weird Al Yankovic. Ha ha ha.
That's
Okay.
funny.
Yeah.
Dueling
Cello.
I don't know that.
Is that what that is?
Cielo? Cello?
Cello. I don't know what that is.
I don't know that.
What other music can I not stand? Think of anything out of 6. Oh, the polka? I don't know. Can't stand the polka. Like, ugh.
You haven't really said voices that you don't like.
Oh, voices. How about a voice I really don't like?
I've been very low.
Who's a voice I really don't like? You might know. Do you know a voice I really don't like? Have I expressed any?
I've always said I think she's a wonderful artist. I am like very confused at how artists like Britney got their I think
Oh, like Britney Spears?
I love her music. Like,
Right.
don't get me wrong.
I was just
I will to it all day. Like, hey, na na na, going crazy.
Yeah.
But like, how? And I'm still sitting here doing a show out in my
It's-
living room with
it's
somebody
like-
else who's talented.
It's
Right.
it is a feel, it is a vibe, it is a moment of history. That voice.
See,
I
I'm the
can't stand West
opposite,
Country.
Jackson.
Okay, Jackson, all right.
I live in love for. First of all, do you remember the cover of the Bionic album where Christina's hair was like slicked back and had this little like?
And that's your hair right now?
It
It
really-
literally is!
Like,
That's
my-
funny.
My curls are good.
Oh my god, you like Christina Bionic hair.
Stop that way.
Cute.
Happy to. First of
Happy
all,
to.
one of the best voices in the world.
But I agree with you too though, Michael. It depends on the kind of country. I was living for the 1990s country scene. I love me some John Michael Montgomery.
Yeah, not into
Brooks
today's
and
country as
Dunn.
much, though.
Yeah, not Reba McEntire.
Very that. First of all, Reba can
Oh,
blow.
yeah, she really can. Oh my god, or what's her face? Blonde.
Faith Hill.
No.
She's not good.
Dolly Parton.
Oh, Dolly.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, just like
Stumble out of bed and tumble in the kitchen. Pour myself a cup of ambition.
but I feel like Jackson. I don't like a lot of country too. Depends on the country.
Smooth Criminal from Glee. Like it or hate it? Because I was not a fan of most of the Glee things.
Yeah, I was gonna say most of the things are a little cringy.
They were very cringy.
Some of it was cute. Some of it was real cute. Yes, Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Brittany can't sing. True.
She used to be able to.
Carrie Underwood, Martina McBride, Faith Hill.
There you go.
Period.
Period.
As the queer say.
Yeah, Carrie Underwood really did some wonderful things for country music.
Yeah.
Do you remember when she won that award over Faith Hill for Album of the Year? And you see Faith Hill in the background, standing by the wings, like ready to accept it. And she goes, "What?" Oh, and she storms off, and it's all on.
I mean, in Carrie's defense, not Faith's. I love Faith Hill, and I think she has an amazing voice. But Carrie has a much bigger range and a much more approachable sound when it comes to music. First of all,
yeah,
you have to think sellable. And sellable in today's world is crossover, especially when it comes to country.
Uh-huh.
Like, look at Lil Nas X. He is a country music star, but he is prevalent on BET. He's prevalent in the pop world.
I didn't realize he was country.
Yeah, he's country. He started country.
Weird. And then he transitioned right over to hip hop.
No, he's country.
Wait, that big song you had?
He's
country?
a country artist.
The one of like,
I think so.
no, doesn't he do that?
Then he did a crossover album. But yeah,
Who does Call Me By Your Name? Is that not Lil Nas?
I will be fully
Call
honest with you. I have not.
Me By Your Name.
I have heard none of his music, but I know he started country.
All right, that's fair.
But
maybe
I'm
maybe
a supporter of his. It's not because I don't listen to him.
No,
Because
I haven't had the chance.
who else? Voices that I can't stand.
Besides Pentatonix.
Wait, most of the again, I'm about to get canceled. Chris's feelings are not the same as mine. I'll just put this out there. I cannot stand most of the current male Broadway people. I think they all have that whiny, like sound to their voice. Like they have that like Britney Spears-ish. And they all look the same to me, mostly because they're all blonde white men. And they all play gay roles, and they're all straight.
They look like they should all be in a Book of Mormon.
Like, yeah. What are their names, honey? You know the ones I don't like.
I think he's asleep.
Oh, name some of the current ones, and I'll tell you if I like them or not.
Who's a really famous?
I don't like
pretty one.
Gavin Creel.
Gavin Creel.
I do like Ben Platt, though. I think Ben has a beautiful voice.
Okay, yeah. How about what's his face? Got big on the news. He's in the news and Smash.
Probably not.
Probably not him. How about the one that was in Book of Mormon? I thought you hated his voice too.
Wait, Andrew?
Yeah.
No, I do like
Andrew
him.
Reynolds.
I do like him because I think he actually has range.
He does have range. Okay.
Yeah.
But he also has a little bit that similar.
Jeremy Jordan. Yes, I don't
Jeremy
like
Jordan,
him
that's
either.
Yeah.
Lil Nas X is amazing at God for Billy Ray to make sure he was from Billy Ray Cyrus. See? There we go.
That's Lil Nas X.
That's what it is. That's how we got to start in country. Andrew today, I don't like him. Jersey Jordan.
Jersey Jordan.
Jeremy Jordan. No, yeah, also don't like him. Yeah, I don't like that group, that whole group of little like incestuous singing boys.
I do like Jeremy Jordan's voice, but I totally know he does it. He does that high cry. Like, that.
Can I tell you that was my number one? Oh, Chip is awake now. He can probably tell you
Chippy.
more of who I don't like in Broadway as a male. Jeremy Jordan, Aaron Tveit, Gavin Creel. Are those the ones I don't like? Huh? Yeah, her.
Tyler DiMassi. Kyle DiMassi. I don't know these people.
They all sound the same. But that's one thing I didn't like about being in the New York City Gay Men's Chorus was when it came to auditions, the two artistic directors we had went for those voices mostly. Like, a few of us would get solos randomly, but I was even told by Charlie's not with them anymore, so I really don't care saying this. Like, the only reason you got a solo is because we needed somebody with an operatic voice. And I was like, okay, so you wanted somebody trained.
There are other ways to say that could just be perfectly complimentary as well.
That's okay. I said it back to him. Okay, so you wanted somebody trained for this. Great. Thanks.
Listen, she will sass you with the best of them. Glad she's my friend.
But I'm not wrong usually. They turn the classics into pop songs. Yeah, I don't like that.
Are there any female voices you can't stand?
Female voices I can't stand.
Except Britney Spears.
I don't, but the thing is I don't hate her. I just don't understand how she got famous.
Right. Well, it's because
It's like her, Ashanti. Honestly, fucking love her, and I perform her music all the time. Rihanna. I don't understand how Rihanna's famous.
She was super pitchy when she started too.
Yeah.
So pitchy.
Like, girl, you're not Beyonce.
She had a lot.
Beyonce could sing. And her Ashanti, and I can't remember who else it was, did like
Christina Milian.
Did that Destiny's Child like mix for an award show, and Destiny's Child was sitting in the front row going like, why are you doing our music like this?
Woof.
Disney did make. Oh, sorry, I didn't put this up when I read it. Disney did make Britney famous. She was in the Mickey Mouse Club.
Mickey Mouse Club as well as Christina Aguilera.
Oh, I don't like Justin Timberlake.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
He's also a disgusting human.
I love Jay Smith. I love his singing.
He is also a disgusting human.
You are my son.
So we tend not to support his music in this household.
So I won't sing it anymore.
Because he did that to Janet, and then also has a lot of other things that come out against him.
I guess I need to get some information.
Huh? Oh, and he's anti-vaxxer.
He's from Tennessee.
That doesn't give him an excuse to be an idiot.
Not excuse, just facts. That was a. I'm not surprised. He's from Tennessee.
I'm literally trying to think of women's voices, women's singing voices like.
Maybe the lead from.
I don't really like Stephanie J. Block.
Oh, the one that everyone's screaming over for Alphabet?
Yeah.
No, a lot of people also like to hate on Catherine McPhee.
Who is?
I
like her.
I love her.
Can we say here, Iconic Jr.? We can say he's also a douche.
Yeah. I'm also not a huge album fan.
He has his thing, but it's this big.
He has his thing, but it's this big.
It's his range.
I love that.
That's that big.
I love that.
Wow, you can read that.
Oh, Jackson says, I love Lady Gaga, but her pop voice not so much. I know I just lost massive points for saying that. So
Okay.
she's truly talented when she wants to be, but her pop stuff is meh. Beats and lyrics and personality are great, but their pop voice is meh. I will, Jackson, I will say I hear where you're coming from. I live for Lady Gaga in all forms, but in her pop voice, sometimes it's a little like, huh. She almost sounds a little like a Broadway trained girl singing pop. It's a little like, all right. You know what reminds me of that? When she sang the national anthem. That's when I was reminded.
I lived.
That's when she did it a couple times when she was in the red with the greased back blonde hair.
When this comment almost made me drop everything because I thought you were calling her a bad singer, but no, she is underrated. Nicole Scherzinger is one of the most underrated.
So underrated. She can sing fucking anything.
So another man that I don't really enjoy his voice, and I don't understand how he is more famous than, say, like us, is Josh Groban. Josh Groban is a wannabe tenor baritone, not even a baritone, and we are forced to constantly sing his songs at weddings and shit.
Sure.
Because everybody's like, "Oh my god, I love you, raise me up."
Hey, at least they're easy songs.
And I'm like, yes, as long as you have a paycheck, then we can sing.
Yeah, yes, I will sing that.
But Josh Groban
I clip my toenails.
Could never.
It's just not. I mean, it's not certainly not technically challenging. But he
No.
does have a unique tone, and I guess that did it.
He has a unique way of like hurting his own voice. I can hear it. Yeah, it's very like it's like almost placed. It's not quite placed. It's in between. If you were pushing it into your soft palate or pushing the sound into your nose, it's like in between.
It sounds like air right here.
Yeah. Girls I don't like. This is really hard for me though. We have to at least say one girl each, and then we're gonna
one girl each.
sign off.
I do not like. I'm such a fan of my ladies.
I know.
I'm such a fan of my ladies. How do I pick one that I don't care for? That's just like really bad. I guess I wipe them out of my brain.
That's not what I thought you were going to say. A trained Kermit the Frog. No, that's Shakira.
Oh,
she's mine. Shakira.
There you go.
I love Corvex. And me, I couldn't tell you who Corvex is.
I don't know either. But I don't understand how Shakira goes from froggy Kermit voice to almost Britney.
I'm a chuffy.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Tell me one more time. Like how do you do that?
And still has a voice to this day.
How does it make sense?
Was able to perform at the fucking.
She looks great.
She does look great.
Oh my gosh, she hasn't aged in 20 years. Ooh, I will say someone who I think is really mediocre. Ooh. Mags, hi beauties.
Hi.
Chris, loving the butch realness. You're serving with the baseball cap for me. Thanks, babe. I won it in Fire Island last summer. It's a leather hat, or it's actually not leather. It's 100% PU. Urethane, I think. So don't give me this.
Okay.
Ooh, excuse me.
Wow.
Let's talk about keeping it push.
That came out on camera.
What did you say? I hate Drake.
Same.
His lyrics sound like he forgot to do the assignment and tried to be SCS in the day of.
Also, he's a
That's so good.
He's a woman beater, so we don't like that.
All right. Love you, miss you, can't see you.
Tony Daniels, are we singing tomorrow?
Hey, buddy. Are we? Are we singing tomorrow?
What's that mean?
Text me. I don't know. This is my friend Tony, and maybe we're singing tomorrow.
Where?
Maybe he means at my bar, the Art House.
Okay. Rainbows.
Rainbow connection.
Yes. So go ahead and keep commenting in. We are going to sign off now because we are at the hour mark. Oh, we have one more. Yes, at the at the Outhouse Bar.
The Outhouse Bar. Wait, really?
Let's never get Gwen Stefani.
Text me.
Yeah.
Oh.
I liked her in.
I loved old school Gwen, but newer school Gwen, gross.
I do understand she doesn't have a good voice, but she's like a Britney Spears to me.
But I loved her jazzy vibrato. Like that?
Yeah.
I have to shake my head.
So yes, not Outhouse.
Okay, let's text me. Let's talk.
So you two will be performing at the Outhouse Hotel.
The Outhouse Hotel. Just time for pride. The
couch.
Just in time for Pride. But with that said, we love you all the muches.
Bye
Bye,
now.
y'all. Love you. See you next week.
Michael, come hold hands, Tony said.